What's going on, guys? It's story time with Django. Be sure to watch the entire video because this is a crazy story that's happened to me. If you've been watching my videos and follow me along, you kind of know parts of the story, but I'm going to tell you the whole thing, and it leads up to what happened today, which is I just got 28 more mining rigs for my mining farm. The best part about it is I stole them from my competition. Let's freaking go, dude. It's like freaking awesome. So starting out in 2021, I was looking for a building to put all my rigs in, right? And so I looked around for a couple days, couldn't find anything promising, and I had a bunch of people wanting rigs. I just had nowhere to put them. So okay, I have to find a building. And so I thought, where could I find something that has like a ton of power? And then I just thought about a data center, so I looked around if I had any local data centers. There was one, and I was like, awesome. I reached out to them and I was like, how much do you charge? And they were like, oh, we charge $700 for a 30 amp plug. And which it wasn't that bad. I was like, okay, that might tide me over. I can rent some space over there and you can give me time to find an actual building. Okay, but then I said I want to put mining rigs over there, and they're like, we don't do mining at all. And I'm like, oh. So anyway, I was talking to my friend about it, and he said that I was talking about the data center, and he said, oh, I actually know those guys. And I was like, he knows the owners of the data center. And so I was like, sick, can you arrange a meeting, see if we can make a deal? And he's like, sweet, let's do it. And so we do the meeting. I explained to him about mining, because they don't know anything about mining. They think it's a scam. They think crypto's a scam. They don't know anything. And so I'm like, no, actually it's not. And educate them on the whole process, right? And I let them know you can make a lot of money mining. And they were on board. They're like, I can't believe it. Let's do it. Let's make a deal. They liked the idea so much, and they thought that they could sell the crap out of it to all their clients. We could sell this idea. I know so many people that would be interested in this. What we want to do is we'll sell them, and then you guys build them and then manage them, and then we'll split it 50-50. And we're like, sweet, we did it. So that's what we decided to do. And so I start building rigs, putting all the rigs inside the data center. And then 2 weeks later, I come in and I see some other rigs there that I didn't build. And I'm like, okay, where did those rigs come from? And they're like, get this. They're like, oh, but we decided that we don't need you guys at all. We're just gonna build them, manage them, and sell them ourselves. And so that's what I walked into. I came into my mining room and seeing that there was other rigs. They didn't even bother to let us know. They were just like, we'll just do it, and they'll find out when they find out. Are you freaking kidding me? So, I had to pull this knife out of my back, right? Because I just got stabbed. But it's whatever. They wanted to do their thing. I'm not gonna let that get in my way. And so this mining room that I was supposed to have all to myself, to put as many rigs as I want in there, we could fit a lot. We could fit 300 or 400 rigs in there. They're like, you get half of the room now, and we're gonna take the other half. I was like, all right, seems fair. Whatever, it's not fair, but it's that is what it is. I'm gonna take whatever I can get, right? And so I start filling up my half, they start filling up their half, and then pretty soon, they're filling up their half way more than, faster than I'm filling up my half. They're selling the crap out of these things. As we start filling up the room, I'm like, all right, this is not gonna end well. I've already don't trust these guys because they already kind of screwed me over. So I start looking for another building because I want another building anyway, because I don't like them, and their prices are expensive, and it would be cheaper and better if I just had my own building. So I'm looking around for my own building, and I eventually find one that's far away from me, but it's perfect. It's an old decommissioned data center, my own data center. Screw these guys, I'm gonna get my own data center because I don't need them. So as we start filling up the room, right when we get to basically at capacity is when I got this building, and I signed the lease for it and everything. And so I was like, awesome, I got this new building. I let them know, I'm like, hey, I got this new building. I'm almost ready to do stuff in. And they're like, oh, okay, they thought it was cool and everything. 3 days later, I get a text from them saying, hey, we removed all your rigs. They're outside, come get them. That was my notice. I woke up, it was Saturday morning. I woke up, they did it on a weekend too, right? Saturday morning, oh, all your rigs are off and outside. Are you freaking kidding me? This is pisses me off beyond measure. So I go over there, I get all my rigs. Basically, the reason they kicked me out is because they needed some more space to put their mining rigs in. And that's the only reason. I had a lease with these guys. I had 6 more months on my lease, but I let them know, I was like, hey, I have this other building. When it's ready, I will move my rigs out so you guys can have the rest of the space. And they're just apparently they don't care. They're just oh, he's got a building, let's kick him out right now. But I mean, even if I didn't have a building, I have no doubt that they would have just kicked me out and I would have been like left with nothing. This gets me all worked up, guys. I can't, this gets me worked up. Okay, so the problem is that the building I signed 3 days ago has no infrastructure, right? The previous people like ripped out everything. The power, it has the power, but I like have to run like my own panels, and I have to run my own 30 amp plugs. Basically, the only thing that I have there is just regular outlets that are everywhere. And so I pick up all the rigs from the data center. I'm pissed. I haul them all the way down, 7 hours down to my data center. And down there, I start plugging them in everywhere. So I just have to run them through, plug them in. I talked to my landlord. I'm like, hey, I know I wasn't planning on moving in right now, but I'm like, I called them on the way down there. Like, hey, I'm heading down to the building right now. I gotta plug these in, and I'm just gonna plug them in everywhere I can get my hands on. Any outlet at all, I'm gonna plug them everywhere. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, come down. I can't believe they did that to you. So like, new landlord knows what's up, right? Yeah, and then, okay, get this. This happened December 22nd, okay? 3 days before Christmas. This is what I had to do. I had to drive 7 hours down there with a bunch of rigs. I had to buy a ton of stuff because I didn't have like power cords, didn't have extension cords. I have nothing to get these running. Then I had to run all my own Cat 5 cable everywhere because, like I said, there's like this building is not set up at all. And so that's what I spent that entire week doing. I spent a whole week down at Christmas instead of with my family down at my data center getting this all set up. That's what they did to me. They did this and they don't even care. Now, I don't care. I've forgotten about these guys. I don't give two shits about them. They're not worth my time at all. Fast forward to today. I get a call, ends up being a client of the data center here in town. And he's like, hey, I heard you host rigs. You know, what do you charge? I'm thinking about leaving these guys. And I'm like, yeah, I give him the rundown. I let him know that, hey, you know, mine's not profitable right now because of the merge. I don't charge anything just to store it. Or if you want to mine at a loss, I'm not charging anything extra. You just pay my cost, you know, which is $100 per rig. You pay $100. And he's like, that sounds awesome. I want to move my 8 rigs out like right now. So we go over, I meet with him. I get the 8 rigs loaded in my truck, bring them back home. And I'm planning on taking them down to my data center this weekend. But I know I get to talking with this client, and the reason he wanted to move so bad is because the data center charges $265 a month over there. Like that's what they've been charging the entire time, $265 a month for each client. So that's ridiculous. So like the past couple of months when the rigs have been making like $300 a month, they're paying $265. So they're basically making $40 a month. So no wonder he's mad. But then he finds out from the data center, because the merge has happened, right? They are planning on, they're not lowering their fee at all. So it's still $265 a month to have their rig on. And the rig makes what, you know, negative dollars, right? Because it's, you know, not profitable. But here's the crazy part, okay? They are gonna charge $265 a month, whether the rig is on or off. So if they wanna turn their rigs off, they're still billing them $265 a month. So like that $265 is storage. So he's like super pissed. He's like, I'm sick of these guys. He's like, I paid so much. Oh my God, dude. So they were upmarking by $8,000. So they were charging $18,000 for an 8-card 3070 rig. $18,000 for an 8-card 3070 rig, and then they had him at the data center and they were charging him $265 a month. So ROI in freaking 50 years probably. So I told the client, like, you way overpaid for these. And so he starts talking, he gives me a list because he knows a few other people have rigs over there. So then I contact another guy. He wants to pull out his 20 rigs. And so I go over there and I get another 20 freaking rigs and haul them over. So, I mean, I got 28 rigs so far. This is just happening. They have over 200 rigs over that data center. And I'm gonna swoop in and take all of their clients. Like this is my mass expansion right here, right? During this merge, I'm about to gain 200 more rigs here. Let's freaking go. So, and then I only have space at my data center for 112 more rigs out of the 200. I plan on taking all 200. Even though I can't turn them all on, I mean, it's not profitable right now anyway, right? I might as well get 200 freaking rigs down in my thing. 200 rigs, that's like 800 cards. It's more than that, 1,600. I'm basically get a double my capacity if I can get all these rigs. But like I said, I can't even get the cards. I don't have enough power for them, but I'm planning on taking them all. And then that'll give me time, you know, why this merge is like, you know, taking its time to be profitable. Give me time to get another building so I can get the other ones up and running. But I mean, can you imagine paying $18,000 per rig? So how much do they make? 200 times $8,000. That's like their profit margin. So what's 10 times 8? 80,000 times 2, so 160 grand. No, it's gotta be more than that, right? 8 times 10 is 80,000. That's times 10. 800,000. They made $1.6 million. Holy shit. Bro, that's how much they stole from all these guys. They didn't steal it. They charged them that and they paid it. But it's just like, are you $1.6 million in profit? Oh my God. You kidding me? That's insane. Okay, so they're probably not hurting that much, but I'm gonna take their rigs. They're not gonna host no more, especially after all this. All their clients are gonna find out that they got robbed, and so, dude, that sucks. That's like max pain right there, finding out that you like paid almost double for your rig. Oh. Yeah, I have like no words, honestly. Hey, if you're still here, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I know it was long. Hopefully the story was pretty interesting. You know, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, because I'll keep you updated on the situation, because this is an active situation that's happening like now, like it happened today. So we're gonna go through, and I'll probably have some more updates even next week maybe. Probably, because yeah, this is happening and I'm taking their clients. So you're witnessing the mass expansion. You're witnessing my farm doubling during a freaking merge. Like, this is crazy. So we'll see from here. But you know, you gotta subscribe so you get that notification. So you can follow the story, you know, when I post the next video. That's what you gotta do. So yeah, do it. Subscribe.